Okay, there we go. I'm going to record so that this is going to be an awesome call. I'm really excited about it, and I'm sure people who don't get on will want to hear the recording. So, for those of you who don't know me, I think I know most of you, but I'm Katie Auerhahn, and I am kind of the founder of Team Alive, and I want to just go through some quick announcements and schedule really quick, and then I'm going to hand it over to Megan. So in case you didn't see the calendar of events in Team Alive, we have the new coach training started today, the 10-day training. So if you have anyone who still wants to jump in, feel free to put them in there. The next one's going to be in the beginning of April. The sneak peek is scheduled for the 23rd. We're going to do the 23rd, 24th, 25th this month. So watch out for the event. It will be coming soon. I think that's all I've got for you guys for now. I can't think of anything else for the calendar. I'm going to try to do the calendar at the end of each month and post it in the group so you guys can see it. I'm trying to be better at that. So I'm going to hand this right over to Megan, who's going to be talking about placement. Some of you, there's people who are diamonds, there's people who are close to diamond, there's people who are new emerald on this call and on our team, and it's never too early to start learning about placement and volume and how to maximize your income, because it can be really confusing, but it's really important because you could be missing out on tons and tons of money. So without further ado, I want to introduce Megan. She is a diamond on our team. More than that, though, she is an awesome person. She's sweet as can be. She's got a growing team that is, I'm just incredibly impressed with her leadership skills and with what her team is doing. A couple of you are on. I look to her for advice on everything. You can ask her. I go to her for everything. Just ask her about the Summit House. She could probably go on and on and on. So I'm just really excited to hear from her. And I'm excited to watch her team grow and, just, boom this year. So Megan, take it away.
Thanks, Katie. I appreciate it. That's a big introduction. So I'm Meggan Page, and I've been coaching for about 1.5 years. I'm the slow and steady, kind of like the tortoise, gonna win the race. But I'm telling you this information can help you along the way. But starting from the very beginning. So I thank you for taking the time out. Katie, thank you for making this an earlier time, because I'm usually asleep in like 20 minutes. So, all right, well, I'm gonna hop to it just in case we have lots of questions at the end. I'm going to take this from the beginning coach to 2-star and beyond, okay? So there's going to be something for everyone, and hopefully it will be valuable enough for you to come back to the video at a later stage, in the stage that you're at, so that you can apply it to where you are. So for some reason, I love this stuff. I don't know, it's kind of like a puzzle, and we have this amazing ability, the way the organization is set up, to seriously maximize what we're doing. Doing the same thing every month, but maximizing that income, not only double, triple, and beyond. So I'm going to share my screen. If you guys can let me know, Katie, in just a moment. If you can see my PowerPoint. I will tell you, are we good? You can see it? Okay. As my team knows, for some reason, my internet likes to cut in and out, so I really hope it doesn't do that. Our Friday call was like, So, all right. I'm starting with coach placement strategy. So this is going to kind of go from beginning to end. So some terms to know. You probably have heard all of these terms. I'm not going to define them right now. I'm going to come back to them so we can look at them with pictures, because I think that's probably the best way to do that. So, but these are, I'm sure you guys have heard, just give me some head-ons like weak leg, your strong leg, team volume, team cycle bonus, things like that, your business center, second business center. And you can be like, oh, I have no idea. So I'm going to take it from beginning to end here. All right, so the first two terms are how to determine your strong versus your weak leg. This is super simple. And hopefully you've been, going in your online office and taking a look at things. And in order to determine whether you have a strong or weak, and I do believe the organization that we are under, especially with Katie and the way she's kind of taught us to build our coaches, that you should have a strong versus a weak leg. So the way that you will find this out is you would go to My Business, drop down to My Volume, and then you would click My Volume. Now, this is going to show this. I just took a little snapshot of my volume. It would be a much larger picture. And I took the very far right-hand column. As you can see, I have my left leg is much stronger and more volume than my right. Clearly, correct. So my strong is the left, and that's because I'm on Katie's left leg. So coaches from her are, trickling down the line, as well as, like I know Lindsay, you're on my leg. So we are sharing coaches, so we share that volume. And if you wanted to, learn a little bit more, click on these numbers. You can see exactly where the volume is coming from and what coach it's coming from to give you a little bit more information. So you can also take a look at these monthly volume reports. If you just click, I would log into my online office, and you don't see this immediately. You'll see your Success Club chart, but if you click the My Business tab, just click right here, you will see your volume reports. And I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's very apparent on this graph right here, which is my strong and which is my weak. And we are going to get into why is this important in terms of volume. Okay, so give me a thumbs up, like we understand strong versus weak legs, like pretty basic on the volume. Okay, now the next question, I hope that, and I should have change this because not everyone might be married or, but where to put your spouse or maybe your mom, a dad, significant family member, sister-in-law, and when to put them on in your business. Okay, so first what you need to do is determine if you have a strong or a weak leg. And then, knowing, do you have a difference in your volume? Okay, if you have a huge difference in volume, I obviously have a very large difference in my volume. No. 1 second. I thought if I clicked over here. Okay, I'm gonna go to previous. I have a very big difference in volume. And once that's all added up, it can be significant. I'm gonna show you my carryover in a little bit. But I'll tell you what I did. I placed my husband on my strong leg, right up in the very front. And then I did more research. And I decided it would be in my best interest to put him on my weak leg. I'm going to tell you why I made the switch. And it was painful, but I did it. But I put him on my weak leg because that is going to help me grow my weak leg volume. Is Meggan, Katie? Sorry, we just had somebody come in. I get distracted easily, can you tell? Okay, so this is me. The best place, if you can, to put your spouse in your business center is right underneath you, whichever your weak leg is. Let's just say this is my weak leg. This leg is building. I'm getting Katie's coaches, I'm getting Katie's coaches' coaches. I'm building this as well. My coaches are building. So this is all volume that's building, and it's going to continue to build. And that's because we're using this outside leg coach placement strategy. We're not putting anybody on the inside, which is a dead leg. They don't really have, you know, I like to think of this as a team concept. You know, I'm helping my coaches build half of their business because of, and Katie is helping me build half of my business. So it's up to me to build this side, my weak leg. So to put your spouse in the first, as close to you as possible in that, on your weak leg, so that you can maximize the volume. And this is a big picture, folks. Okay, so right now it might not make any sense, and you're saying, well, my husband's not gonna work this business. Believe me, I know, neither is mine. But guess what? They can be your biggest cheerleader. They can work out with you, and you're gonna be running their business. Think of it as your second business center right away. They give you that opportunity, okay? So that's scenario number one. If you have a very huge difference in volume, you're gonna pick the weak leg. Just trust me, and you know, and there is no right or wrong. This is just one option. Scenario two, if your legs are balanced, if you're looking at your volume and they're both pretty close, and you've maybe signed a coach, a good friend who is a total rock star, put your spouse opposite of that person. Okay, so if your rock star is right here, your personally sponsored coach, then you're gonna put your spouse on the other side. Because now we're thinking further into advancing to 2 diamonds, okay, and we want to be balanced. Okay, I'm going to come back to when do you build your spouse. All right, so biggest question I get is, I went in and my coaches were just there and I didn't even move them, I didn't place them. What do I do? How do I know? So first of all, you determine your strong versus your weak. You want to have a plan as to where you're going to place those coaches. Once they say, yes, I'm going to do this, you're like, okay, I've got this. So you go to my business, my preferred placement. Okay, it's going to look like this. It will default to automatic placement. Now, one of my coaches said, well, why does it automatically place my coach right there in the beginning? And then I don't know necessarily your first coach, why it's left or right. I couldn't tell you. But we want to change it. You want to be in control of where you're putting your coaches. So you would go to set preferred placement. This is my placement ID. Your coach ID will be there. I only have one business center. And then you can toggle this down, left, right. There are other options and more advanced placement strategies. We're not going to get there today. Maybe we'll do another call, Katie, if you want to keep going. But let's say I'm going to, sign my husband, and I want to put him on my right leg. So I would toggle this down, and I would click right. So if he is going immediately there, I know exactly where he's being placed. Okay, I know you guys could possibly, you have got this down. So I'm going to move on. So what I was saying earlier about the outside leg coach placement strategy, even Beachbody says build far and wide. It builds a stronger organization. And the way that this is it's like you're building the outside of a structure, and then your coaches and your coaches' coaches are building the inside. Okay, so you're giving them a good framework to start their business, and then they are able to fill in the gaps. So when I say far and wide, you are placing on the outside legs of either your right or your left. Does that make sense? You guys gotta give me the holy cow, you've lost me. I'm a teacher. I gotta read your faces, okay? So I just want you to think of that, because if you start playing around and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put somebody right here. I have a coach underneath my mom that's on her inside leg. If I don't build my mom and that girl wants to work this business, she's going to have to work really hard. Can you do it? Absolutely. There's so many, I mean, I'm pretty sure Meggan is an example of not having an upline. She didn't have an upline like Katie, where we are getting all this volume from each other, and we have strong organizations. So just keep them on the outside. Don't get funny with it, and everyone will benefit. Now, I get a lot of questions, business builder versus discount coach. What do I do? Well, we need to make sure that eventually you are balanced. So we're going to talk about that. So now I'm going to kind of get into the meat of this. All right, so where to start? There are two different schools of thought. You could start off with rank, and you're pushing hard for your rank advancements, or you're pushing for volume. They are, it's two different schools of thought. Benefits of rank advancements right away. Eventually, when you get to those quarterly bonuses, when you hit 2-star, 5, 10, or 15, I'm going to show you what that volume looks like, or what the bonuses look like, and it's kind of shocking. Premier Elite perks, if that perks you up, trips or special invites. There is something to think about though. You guys have some significant volume building. If you are an active coach and you do not lose rank, you have a ton of volume building. And at some point, if you don't rank advance, you lose out on cycling. There's a cap on it. So, and then there's recognition. Now, if you're just thinking about volume, like building this presentation, I'm going, I need to build my weak leg. I have to. It has to be, it's the next thing I do. I think I'm going to take a few months, and I'm just going to only place coaches on that leg so that I can build my volume, because eventually I'm going to show you the team cycle bonus. That's how your income increases faster, okay? I've done a lot of research. You could possibly match those quarterly bonuses just because of your team cycle bonus, which is pretty cool. Now, do they go hand in hand? I think that they do. I think that you can focus on one, hit your goal, and focus on the next. But you really need to keep volume in the back of your mind. Okay, so the first strategy is to build to rank. Hopefully if you have not hit Emerald yet, you're shooting for Emerald, you need 2 coaches, get your spouse, get a mom, brother, whoever that you would love to help out in their income, and just get to Emerald and hold it and stay active. Obviously, Diamond, easier said than done, right? But getting to Diamond helps to allow you to move beyond, you're going to build to rank, but you can start focusing on more of your volume as well, I think. Now, after Diamond, like I said, start concentrating on maximizing the team cycle bonus. Now, here's the biggest deal, is how to balance your legs and place people wisely. Now, do you know right off the bat if you're going to have a rock star? Like, you have no idea. I was Katie's lead. I'm not a rock star, but I was a free lead. I think about that often. I was just like, hey, I have a coach, I'm going to email her. And look where we are, right? So you have no idea who can come out of the woodwork. And but if you do have some idea, you could place them wisely. So let's say you do have a rock star, your best friend, you know she's going to blow this out of the park. Put them opposite of your spouse. You're in control of your spouse's business center. Your spouse is you. So if you have goals, then you're going to get your spouse to Emerald, and you're going to get your spouse to Diamond. So you really want to think about, where are you placing those business builders? And then your discounts kind of, fill in the gaps. With one of my coaches, I was thinking about this a lot, and I really wanted her to be able to team cycle faster than I did. And, we talked about possibly placing your coaches in a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 coaches to your weak leg to 1 coach on your strong. And so she started cycling much sooner than I ever did. And she continues to cycle almost every single week. So that could possibly be another strategy. Now, where this really balancing your legs comes into play is, when you get up to the 2-star and the 5-star diamond, making sure that you do have your business builders kind of balanced out. Because you could have 5 diamonds and 4 of them on one leg and 1 on the other, and you're still just going to be 2-star because you haven't balanced them. So that's something to think about and down the road. Sorry, I feel like am I talking too quickly, Katie? Am I good? Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. So here's thinking for building for rank. Now, building for rank takes time. If you're like me, it takes time. But these are, I don't know if you've seen these guys. This is on the internet. And these are the actual star diamond bonuses. And so if you hit 2-star, 5, 10, and 15, they take a portion of the overall sale, 1/2 of a percentage of the overall sales, and they divvy it out amongst those coaches. Well, I think I would be okay with that quarterly, right? $900, great. And let's say you get up to 5-star. Your quarterly bonus would be $2,700 plus the $918. So it's cumulative. And to me, am I completely motivated by money? No. But do I want to make an income for my family? Absolutely. I won't lie to you about that. I won't lie to anybody about that. Replace my teaching salary and move on. So this is the big picture, folks. Okay, so now, that's a lot. That's $160,000 a year off of bonusing. That's pretty crazy. So keep rank in the back of your head. And how do you build there? Okay. Now, strategy number 2 is volume. And you can, like I said, you can kind of toggle back and forth between the 2. So my visual right here is showing you, and I'm not sure where everyone's at. I hope that we understand. Do we know team cycle bonuses? You've got your, one leg versus the other. You're comparing the volume. And then each time one leg cycles through or can subtract 200 in volume versus the 100 in volume on the other leg, then that's a cycle. Okay? So, for example, 540 team volume on this side versus 200. Okay, we definitely know we can cycle twice here. Okay, because we subtract 100, we get to 0. So, as, let's say you're Emerald, and you cycle twice, that's $28. So you need to start thinking about how, if you're using strategy number 2, how can you increase the volume on probably your weak leg is where you would need to focus. If you have a strong leg, it's building on its own. You're building it as well, but as a team, we are building it. That's why this is a team cycle bonus. Now, getting your coaches to sell challenge packs and help people out, and that all adds to this volume. So not only just like thinking about your coaches and who you're bringing on and your sales, you need to think about your team. How are you going to help them get that volume so that you can all benefit. So here is up here really quick, what I was talking about, the weekly cap. If you stay at Emerald, right, we can't team cycle bonus. We can't bonus out until we hit Emerald. We have to be Emerald. You can only bonus out at $250. You could keep cycling, you lose it all. So that's unfortunate, but they're pushing you. They're pushing you to advance and move your business forward. So as a Ruby, your $16 would be per cycle, and you'd be at $1,000 a weekly cap, Diamond 18 and 2,000. So this is my little comparison for you guys. This is one of my paychecks, and my retail commission. Now let's get honest here. Sometimes you have a hard month retail-wise, or a hard week, and we're all out here to help people, but sometimes retail can be very difficult for some of you. Some of you might be rock stars, whatever. So I'm just showing you the comparison of 1 week. So my retail commission was $116. Now my team bonus, just for my team and getting my people to produce some volume, was $72. I think that's sizable, correct? I mean, I put more work into that retail commission than into the team bonus, in a sense, if I'm looking at a short term. So this is where I want to say, this will be a significant, I wish I had bigger numbers to show you guys so that you'd be like, whoa. But I didn't feel like I could pull some of that information. I mean, this is personal information. I didn't want to pull it off of somebody's YouTube video, which I guess would have been fine, but you can go out there and check it out. But the team bonus is significant. Now, I made $211. Awesome. Another paycheck, my commission was $210. For me, that's a pretty good week. Okay, but my team bonus was $18. I worked really hard for that commission. And yes, I mean, so these are kind of comparable paychecks. Okay, comparable paychecks, but my team bonus was that much bigger. You know what I'm saying? That, I mean, if I had that bonus here, that would be a great paycheck, right? So thinking about building for volume, where are you going to strategically place people? There's a school of thought. You just get your discount coaches, you throw them on that week leg, or I hate to say, some of my my Beachbody junkies, I make sure they are on my week leg. I know that they are going to buy every single video, every new program that comes out, they're going on my week leg to build that volume. And then, hopefully you can get some rock stars on that week leg and get that volume moving. Okay. 2 more slides. God, I hope I'm helping you guys out here. I hope this is good. All right, so carryover volume. Now, I mean, there is no black and white answer as to where you should put a coach. Except for if you really feel like they are a business builder. If not, you want to go back to your volume. You need to be aware of what does your volume look like and how can you maximize those team cycle bonuses. So this is about a year ago, right when I turned Emerald. This is like my first cycle. I was like, I got $40, that was fun. Okay, so I'm not sure if you've looked at this. This is my volume, my carryover volume. So the week prior, this is where I ended up on each of my legs. I had 170 over here and 35. My total left volume and my total right volume. Then I had one little Shakeology here and one Shakeology here. So that bumped me up so I could cycle 1 bonus. So 260 dropped down to 60, and my 125 dropped down to 25. So you can see that right here. And so I cycled once, and I had $14. Cool. Now, so you can see where your volume is going. Now, I will tell you, you drop rank or you become inactive, you lose all of this carryover volume. Right here, I have none. There's very little carryover volume. We're a very small team. Now, this was a couple weeks ago. This is where I have my homework to do, and I hope you can learn something. Me just sitting down and doing this, I learned something. My left leg volume is at 43,000. 43,000. It was at 260 here. These are just sitting here waiting to be cycled. And at some point they will be. But I need to get my tush in gear and get this right leg volume up. So you want to almost be, moving both of your legs. It's great, obviously, if they're equal, fairly equal, but at least a 2-to-1 ratio. I'm not even close. I'm 2/10 of, So what I'm saying here is right now, this might not mean much, okay? But if you can start thinking about volume at the right time, then you can start increasing these numbers and utilizing all of these amazing volume from our coaches. Can I get like a head nod? Did I totally lose you guys? Are you good? Okay. Just making sure. Don't laugh at me. No, I'm kidding. As a high school science teacher, I can take it. Okay. Now I might totally lose you. I'm hoping that this is helping. And like I said, there is no right or wrong, but you need to know you need to do your homework with your volume so that you can maximize and go for that team cycle bonus. Okay, so spouse placement in your second CBC. Like I said, I'm going to take you from beginning to end. And hopefully your spouse is somewhere up in your organization. Like I said, I pulled mine for my strong, I did my homework, and then I'm like, ah! And he's like down here. It's okay. I'm going to make it work because I'm still building my weak leg. So your strong leg is coming from your coaches, and your uplines coaches. Now, something to think about. Okay, I have 4 minutes. I need to focus because I want to do some Q&A, Katie, so we can figure out how to do that. Now, there's a couple things that you can do. You can utilize your spouse's, your business center. There is a school of thought. Some of your retail, maybe not your Success Club points, but like I had a 3-day refresh today. She didn't want the challenge pack, so I just gave her my husband's link. So what I'm going to start doing, it's just an idea, is putting some of your retail through your spouse. And I'm saying, I just tell him that's me, it says Eric, but it's me. But then I get the commission plus my team cycle bonus. So hopefully that will increase my volume, because it's coming from my husband's business center. So there, you just sell a 3-day refresh, guess what? Okay, you just got commission, that's it. But if you put it through your spouse's business center or your mom, then, or, if you have a bank account that you're getting the money from, you have your $32 plus your team cycle bonus. So now your commission is going from $32 to $50. Okay, because you're increasing the volume, it's coming from your spouse, and therefore it's increasing your weak leg volume to utilize what's on that strong leg. Further on down the line, and you can even place, and this is a little bit more advanced, and I would say, one of my big questions is when to build your spouse. School of thought is, you at least get a solid diamond. And a solid diamond is, yes, you have 8 to 10 coaches, but to hold that diamond can be very tricky. So school of thought is, possibly having 20 coaches, maybe even 3 to 4 emeralds on each side. It all depends on how strong your people are. right? Okay, only you know that. But you have to be a solid diamond. Now the question is your husband one of your emeralds? Fine, he can be an emerald, but I would say wait to the very last minute if you need to build him or her right away to get to diamond, fine. But wait till you have that solid emerald on the other side to balance. Otherwise, you're juggling that business center, and those are two coaches that could be underneath you. So I hope that makes sense. Eventually, yeah.
Can I pause you for a sec? Can
Yes.
we can everybody log out and log back in so that we can finish this call and have a little time for some question and answers? Is that cool?
Yep.
Then you don't get cut off. So everyone just use the same link to use the same number to log back in. Okay?